All right, I'm hitting record. Okay, so welcome guys to our new coach training series. I know a couple of you guys have already been through it. What it is it's a 4-part series. Okay, so me and Brian, we lead it. There's another diamond coach on our team, Shauna, who helps out. She wasn't able to make it tonight. But we kind of walk you through. We used to do like a Facebook challenge group where we would put new coaches in it and we would give you posts. But we found that, coaches would, I don't know, they would get bored or they would just stop following the posts or they would stop engaging in the group. So we decided just to do it over calls, right? So now we meet once a week, every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time for an hour. And we go over the highlights of things that you need to know as a brand new coach, just to help you get started. Obviously, we can't teach you everything in 4 hours, right? But we can kind of point you to things. We can tell you what's important. We can, tell you what to focus on and things like that. So, week one, that's tonight, we're going to do introductions, and we've kind of already talked to each other. We're going to talk about our whys and our vision. We're going to talk about the 4 vital behaviors with Beachbody and some things that you need to be doing, start doing right away if you want to, be successful and have the business take off for you. And then in week 2, we're going to talk about social media and inviting and handling responses and follow-ups and objections, right? Those are all important things. And then week 3, we'll talk about how to expand your warm market and do things like running free groups and how to find new friends and how to add people to your network. And then in the last week, we talked about Success Club and rank advancing and things like that. So, any questions before we get started? No? Okay. So, I'll just start and introduce myself, and then I'll have Brian introduce himself, and I'll tell you a little about my why and talk about his why a little bit. But that's one of the first things that we're going to want you guys to do is to define your why. Why do you want to become a coach, right? So let me tell you, who I am. I'm Greg Armfield. I'm, some of your direct sponsors, others, Pablo and Wendy. I'm your upline star diamond coach, your great grandfather or whatever in the genealogy. So I started this business 6 years ago, January 2011. And I started as a customer, just like everybody else here probably did. I started with P90X, and it was because I went to the doctor for my 40th year checkup, and the doctor said, Greg, you're overweight, you have high cholesterol, you have high blood pressure. He put me on medication. He said, you need to start diet and exercise, right? So I was like, yeah, I've tried that, 20 times and it never works. But I saw a buddy of mine doing P90X and he was posting about it on Facebook. He wasn't even a coach. He was just posting about it. And he was a friend of mine who I went to college with and went to high school with. And, I said, if he can do it, I can do it, right? So I got it and I ordered it directly from Beachbody and it about killed me, but I stuck with it. And I quickly found that I needed support, right? So I went to Team Beachbody and I was checking out the message boards. I messaged my coach 3 times and he never responded to me. So I found my coach, Scott Gore. Scott Gore is actually the founder of our team, Team Engage. And I was like his second coach that he sponsored, right? So it was like, me and Scott and this other guy named Brad, and we formed Team Engage, and we knew absolutely nothing. We're like, okay, we're going to take this business by storm. We're going to go start running challenge groups. We're going to get as many people as possible. We're going to set up our website. We have this Team Engage website. We came up with this team name, and we had, it was a lot of fun, but we had no idea what we were doing. Okay. We didn't even know we had an upline, right? I mean, you guys are lucky. Like you have me and Brian and all these people who, have kind of figured out this business, right? And are successful in it, and we can guide you. Or we didn't have any of that, right? My coach sponsor, the training that he gave me, he's like, go read the coach policies and procedure document. It's that 75-page document that you had to sign and agree to before you signed up as a coach. That was the training that I got. So I did. I read it in a weekend. And it was, I'm glad I did, because there's a lot of great information in it. I mean, it tells you everything you need to know about this business, really, if you guys want to check it out. It tells you like how to rank advance, how the cycle bonuses work, how to get from, this diamond to this diamond, and the qualifications and all that good stuff. But anyway, my why in the beginning, I ended up, by the way, losing 40 pounds and getting off the blood pressure medication. I went back to the doctor, and he was amazed at my transformation. He said, Greg, you just got to continue doing what you're doing. So that scared the shit out of me, because I was like, well, I've never been able to stick to a diet or exercise program in my life, So my initial why was I needed that accountability, right? I needed something that would keep me engaged, and something that would make it fun for me. And I knew if I could help people, if I can get like one person signed up, that would keep me accountable to my health and fitness. So, I started a challenge group, and I'm the type of person that I hate to fail at anything. I don't know if you guys are like that, but, I was like, if I'm going to start this challenge group, I'm going to invite every single person I know, and I'm going to go, find, 100 people that I don't know. It was on the message boards, is where I started, 6 years ago, and I messaged every single person. I didn't know the people. I would just message them. Hey, you want to come check out my challenge group? Hey, I see you're doing P90X the same as me. You want to come check this out? Or people I worked with. They had a bootleg copy of P90X that was floating around the office, and like everybody had it, and they were all sharing it. And I was like, I don't care. Just come to my challenge group, and they weren't into challenge groups, but I'm like, post. I just want you to post. Just post a couple times, pretend that you're interested in the group, But that's how I started, because I wanted that accountability. I wanted people to think that the group was fun and to keep it going, right? The group was hugely successful. I ended up with like 50 people in that first group, And I started getting people switching over to me, and I started, earning money. I remember my first paycheck was like $37.50, and that was like after a month, and then, it just quickly, people started switching to me. I started getting new customers signed up, people that I knew, I sold some stuff to people at work, who wanted legitimate copies and Shakeology, and I started, converting people to coaches. My coach told me, in order to rank advance, you just got to find one coach, Greg, and then you could sign up your spouse, So I went and I offered Shakeology samples to everybody I could find. I'm like, here, try this, here, and I would just pass them out, And I finally found one girl who wanted to get Shakeology because I gave her a sample, right? And I convinced her to become a coach to save 25% on it. So I had her signed up, and I had my wife signed up, and then I went to Emerald, and that was like a huge milestone, right, for new coaches to get to that first milestone achievement. So, and my coach said, "Yep, that's the first goal, Greg." I'm like, "Okay, now what's next?" And then he's like, "Well, you got to hit Success Club." Okay, I'll go do that. And then I talked to every single one of those 50 people in the challenge group. To try to get them to try Shakeology or become a coach, and I achieved Success Club. And then I just kept doing that month after month after month. And that's why I have achieved Success Club for 62 months in a row. Wow. So it all started with accountability, but it became fun. I love the recognition. I love the community. I love the team environment. I loved building this thing, together with friends. And that, my why was originally just to help people, help myself, but it quickly began to expand, right? Because I started getting my car payment paid for. I started getting my house payment paid for. And then my income, doubled what I was making at my 6-figure job, And then, I started, getting that financial freedom, and being able to leave my job and to, have the money to pay for my daughter's college education and weddings and stuff like that. So it became so much more. So my why started really small, but it quickly, began to change and began to, and it's still, my why and my belief is still growing and what that can be someday. So, don't feel bad if you don't have a why that they say your why should make you cry. My why really didn't, I guess, make me cry in the beginning, but it was something that kept me going, and that's what you need. You need something that's going to keep you going. So, Brian, you want to talk about yours?
Sure.
You want me to mute? Hold on.
Testing 1, 2. That's weird. I'm gonna echo from you. Wow, Greg, when you were talking about that, I know we do this call once a month, and it's pretty cool because you share like different things, and I try to do that too, like each call, making it fresh. And I've really never heard you share it that way before, where you were signed up and you were just like, damn it, I'm doing this. I am going to do this, whatever it takes. And you were like, the gates open, you were the horse that just ran out and started doing it. And that is, just like with any business that you're going to start, because this is a business, we're all the CEOs. And you just got to do that. You just got to run out and do that. For me, it took me a little while before I got Greg's attitude there and ran out. But I just want to say that you're getting me pumped up, all that perseverance that you're talking about.
And I told my coach at the time, I'm like, don't expect anything out of me, because I'm definitely not going to do well in this business, So yeah, he placed me on the inside leg under his wife, in the worst possible position. But that's okay. That's just the way I am. I set the bar really low so that I can far exceed, right? That's what we are taught in our job, right? So that was my mentality, right?
Awesome. Okay, so my name is Brian Rolka. I am married. I live in South Florida. I am 44 years young, and my journey started when I was 39 going on 40. With me, I also have a very strong, powerful why, like Greg talked about, and I did have that why that made me cry, starting my fitness journey, my fitness why, and that was because the majority of my adult life, I suffered from depression, anxiety, alcoholism, prescription drug abuse, lots of different crazy negative behaviors were around me at all times. And I got to the point pretty much where I lost all hope. I didn't care. My wife was about to leave me. I was losing at the time I worked with my own business, a website design, database design business. And that was going into the crapper after the market crashed. And everything was just going to shit, everything. And that's when the drinking was even more, and the Xanax and just everything. And I ballooned up over the years. All that was going on to about 260 pounds. I just didn't care anymore. Like I said, I used the word hope. I lost hope. And I told myself I got one more shot at this, and I'm going to give it one more chance. And if this doesn't work, then I kind of resigned to the fact that I would die in a year, maybe 2, and that would be it. And
Oh my gosh.
So what I did was that one chance was rehab, and I checked myself into rehab, and I completed the program, which I think it was 6 weeks or 7 weeks. And I just recently moved, and I found my certificate for completing that program. But it changed me. It worked. And obviously at the time I didn't know if it was going to continue to work, but it did get me off of the alcohol. It did get me off of the Xanax, which I was taking a lot of, and then they had to give me other drugs so I wouldn't go into seizures and all that stuff. But I found I was able to talk to counselors, and I found a theme there that I first off I needed to get my hope back, and I needed to start loving myself again, and I needed to get that healthy mind that I wanted, and healthy mind, healthy body. So I talked to my wife. I said, we have to get exercise and we have to do something. And she said, well, let's do this. At the time, the most popular Beachbody infomercial was Insanity. So she's like, well, let's get Insanity. And I'm like, sure, let's get it. So she ordered it. We got it from beachbody.com, where we do the 3 monthly payments. So we got it. First thing I did, so my why was wrapped up right there. My why was I needed to do this to stay sober. If I'm going to lose weight, fine. I wanted to do that too. But I got to do this because I have to stay sober. If I don't, my life's going to be over. So that's how I started Insanity. And the first thing I did, kind of like Greg, jumping out of the gate, that I make sure this had to work. So I did everything it told me to do. And the one thing that it tells you to do is go to Team Beachbody, sign up for an account, get your free coach. It's exactly what I did. And crickets. I didn't, this new coach never contacted me. I sent him an email or something, or never heard from him. I'm like, what is this? What the heck's going on? So I was going to the message boards asking questions because I wanted to know stuff. Knowledge is power. I wanted to, surround myself with people who knew this stuff so they could teach me and train me and mentor me. Luckily, one guy did answer my question, and Greg told you how he started with his groups there, and he invited me over to his group, and I joined. I had no idea what an accountability group was, but I joined that group, and that was how my journey began. And then I started having, success with my journey. By the way, I've lost 100 pounds. Since then, I've done almost every single Beachbody program except for P90X. I've never done that one. And Greg's shaking his head. But I've done almost all of them. I love all of them, all the trainers. And then this was in July of 2012. And Greg would approach me about the coaching opportunity, and I thought it was a load of crap, and I didn't really want to have anything to do with it. And then finally, once I was hooked on Shakeology, I read about it. Greg explained it to me. I'm like, what? It makes sense to become a coach. So that's why I became a coach, was to save the discount on Shakeology, because I still had a long way to go. And this was in January or early February of 2013. So I didn't have a coaching why yet. I still had that fitness why. But then, after talking to Greg, and I said, in the groups, he kept telling me, you'd make an awesome coach. You'd make an awesome coach. You should try it. You should try running your own group. And I was like, but I'm an introvert. I don't like to talk to people. No, I don't think I can do that. But I did. I said, why not? What could happen? And then that's when everything changed. And then, like Greg talked about, I found that support system, that something that I could create around me, that it would be me creating this support system, and it would be me, helping people. And then something amazing happens, and you guys know this, when you just give of yourself, without expecting anything in return. Because I really didn't. I was just running a group, just giving everything I could, because I needed that for myself. I needed to have those positive habits and behaviors in my life, so those negative things would stay away, occupy my time, keep my brain, busy with positive things. So I didn't think about that other stuff. So I found, with giving and helping people that, it just made me feel amazing. I mean, how does that not make anybody feel amazing? When you could help someone to achieve a goal or get to an accomplishment. And then I started having people, kind of follow me and rely on me, and then, being a mentor to them. And that's when I said, okay, I'm going to do this as a business. And then that's when I did what Greg did, where he just right out of the floodgates and said, teach me, let me figure this out. Show me everything that I need to do. And that's when, like he was saying with his coach, I met my wife. I found another coach. I hit Emerald. And I just started going all out with it. So my why still is, always has been, and still is that I need to do this because I can never go back to that old person, the old Brian that I used to be. Never, ever, ever. Because that person's still there. He's still up here, and he'll speak to me from time to time. Not much anymore, but, and his voice is really low, but he's still there. And I want to keep it that way, and that is my why. That's always my coaching why. Then my coaching why has evolved. There's many facets to your coaching why. And the financial part of my coaching why is that, at the time I was in debt, lots of different debt. Andrea, my wife Andrea, and I were losing our home that we had. It was a mobile home that we were living in, and we're going to lose a mobile home. So there was a lot of stuff going on, and I saw this as an avenue where not only can I, do my passion, which is helping people, and my purpose, but now I can make money doing it too. So that is when that financial why of, okay, I got to get out of debt. We've got to be able to leave this environment to go somewhere that's a lot nicer, that's better. So that turned into that financial why. So that was back in 2013 of January. It took me about a year before I hit Diamond. But the one thing that I did, like Greg said, the one thing that I did is when I decided that I was in it, I was in it. That I was going to do everything that the people who are smarter than me, people who are more successful than me, people who were doing what I wanted to do, where I wanted to be, I needed to listen to those people. And I needed to follow what they were saying if I wanted to be just like them. So that's why I was on every call that we did, the National Wake Up Call, all the Beachbody events, constantly surrounding myself with as much wise counsel as I could. And then, because I knew all that stuff would rub off, I would get those aha moments, and I would be able to do this business. A mistake that a lot of coaches make is that they don't realize how important that is, and it's part of the 4 vital behaviors, which is what we're going to go into in just a second, is to constantly surround yourself with people who are better than you, smarter than you, more successful than you, and listen to them. Listen to their words, listen to what they're telling you to do, and then do it. And then, and because that is what you want to be. If you walk into a room and you're the smartest person in the room, get the hell out of that room and get in the room where you're the dumbest person. Because I ain't going to learn anything if I'm the smartest person in the room. I want to be around people who are smarter than me. I need to learn that. So that's, as a new coach, keep that in mind, for that. Am I going on too long?
Hold on. Yes, always. No, just kidding.
Just cut me off, mute me. I have a tendency to just keep talking.
I posted a link in the chat on how you guys, you can use that document to help you define your why, and it'll help you dig deeper into your why other than just, I want to help people, which everybody starts with, put together your why this week, write it down, and, think about, why do you want to become a coach, right? Other than just to help people, or just.
We all want that. That's
right.
what we all want.
or just for the discount. We all want the discount, right? Maybe you want to earn money. Why do you want to earn money? So yeah, go through that document. So Brian, I love Eric Worre is, we're big into personal development here. Eric Worre is an awesome speaker and author, and he says you will become the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time around, right? So, I mean, think about it. Who are your 5 closest friends? And if you look at that, they're probably a similar income, a similar status, you know. And I tell my daughters that all the time. It's like they hang around with bums. Well, you're going to become a bum, you know, but they don't listen. So I'm hoping, you know, but for you guys, you know, if you want to become, you know, a successful coach, right? I mean, then start hanging around with successful coaches, right? I mean, find them, like go to Super Saturday and you're going to meet people. And obviously there's a lot of successful coaches on our team, you know, and if you start attending these calls, right, we have business builder calls, we have team calls, that's a way for us to hang out together. And then we go on trips together. So, you know, and I definitely get to meet other coaches, other teams and stuff like that. So, I mean, that's awesome advice, Brian. As far as the 4 vital behaviors go, when you start your Beachbody training in the Coach Online office, you're going to hear, you know, Carl Deichler, our CEO. He's going to talk about the 4 vital behaviors. You're going to see 4 vital behaviors, you know, various places in the documentation. We're just going to go over them briefly with you because it's kind of the milestones, or I guess they're not really milestones, like what do you call them? The cornerstones of this business, right? So the first one is be proof of the product, right? Or we say it as be product of the product, right? So you're not going to be a successful coach if you're not using the products, if you're not pressing play, if there are coaches who will go to the gym every day, you know, and they'll post about it, you know, they'll post about going to the gym and lifting weights. Well, who's going to really follow them, you know, on Beachbody, right? Who's going to want to purchase a Beachbody program from them if they see them going to the gym and working out and lifting weights and that's all they see, right? You know, not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, that's perfectly fine. You know, if you're into other forms of workout, that's cool. But if that's all you do, you're not being a proof of the product of Beachbody. You're being a proof of the product of LA Fitness, you know, or, you know, cycling USA or running America or whatever, right? So you need to be a proof of the product of Beachbody, right? You need to be pressing play on a workout program every day. You need to be sharing that program with other people, right? Because if you're not telling people about it, well, then how do they know that you're getting results and staying healthy and what it's doing for you unless you're telling them, right? Shakeology is a big one. You know, you got to be drinking Shakeology. You got to be sharing Shakeology with other people. You got to be telling people that you're drinking Shakeology, right? That's being proof that the product works. And not just sharing it as like, here's a picture of me and my shake, right? You know, you don't want to do that, you know, on social media. It's okay to do it occasionally, right? But you don't want to, you want to be sharing it in a way that, you know, like what has it done for you, right? Tell a story. Whenever you share something, we're going to get, that's more into the second vital behavior. But whenever you share, you want to tell a story, right? Of how it relates to you, how it helped you, how you overcome something, what do you struggle with, that type of thing. You can also be proof of the product in coaching, right? Like what is coaching done for you? Has it, you know, allowed you to help people? Has it allowed you to earn money? You know, has it allowed you to meet new people? Has it allowed you to expand your horizons? You know, by sharing the coaching opportunity and being a proof of the product with coaching is going to attract and draw more people to you who naturally want to sign up and join your team. So that's the first rule. It's being proof of the product. It's basically pressing play, you know, drinking your shake, you know, being a coach, you know, telling people about it. Brian, you want to cover the second one?
Yeah. And these 4 vital behaviors, guys, are it's the word is right there, vital. Every successful coach you see, Greg, myself, the coaches on our team, our upline coaches, 15-star diamond coaches, the 4 vital behaviors is what got them there. And that's what they practice. And it's not once in a while, it's consistent every single day. So proof of the product, Greg went over. He talked a little bit about sharing. The second vital behavior, and there really is no number, but we're going 1, 2, 3, 4. The second one is used to be invite. Just invite people to this lifestyle. Invite people to your challenge groups. Invite people to the wonderful world of Team Beachbody. But then that changed to 4 words, but it's the same concept. It's share, attract, connect, invite. Because that's how it all starts. It all starts with sharing, like Greg said. You're sharing everything. You're sharing. And I had a lot of trouble with that, guys, when I became a coach. I wasn't even on Facebook. I was on Facebook and I had 10, 15 friends, all family. I didn't want anyone to know anything about, and I was very, not private, but and people to know what I was doing. I had to drop all that. I had to drop that. I had to learn how to get on Facebook. I had to learn how to talk to people. I had to learn how to share, and I had to learn to get over my fear. And that'll be the third vital behavior we talk about. But learn how to get over my fear of talking to people and sharing. 3 years ago, you would not catch me on a call doing this. No way. And if you would have told me 3 years ago, I would have been on a call April 3rd, 2017 with all you great guys. I would have laughed at you and said, I can't do that. There's no way. I'm an introvert, and I would just pee my pants. So no. But this is after, like I said before, surrounding yourself with wise counsel, learning, but sharing. So I had to learn how to do that. So sharing, I started doing that. I just started telling everybody, first with friends, family, coworkers, and just being myself. And that was attracting people to me. So you share and then you attract. And the people that you're going to attract are the people who are similar to you, similar to like Greg talked about, the people that you hang around with. Well, once you start sharing openly to the public, some people are going to be like, no, that's not for me. And other people are going to get attracted to you. So you're going to attract people to you. And then you're going to connect with those people. We're not going to go into that right now, but it's connecting is opening up that communication, having a relationship with people. People begin to trust you. And then finally, it's invite. Okay, so you shared, you attracted, you connected, and now I got a new challenge group open. Why don't you come and join me? Let's get this ball going. So that's the second vital behaviors. Share, attract, connect, and invite. Invite is the important one. A lot of people will do the share, connect, and attract. And then they'll be like, well, I don't want to ask them. Get challenge group, get in here. Let's go. Let's do this. So you have to be inviting.
That's key. I shared in the comments a call that Carl Deichler did. He's the CEO of Beachbody. It's on the 4 vital behaviors, and just save that. You could download it, listen on the way to work. It's an awesome call. He explains it so much better than Brian and I do. But the third one is personal development. Okay, so that's something that was foreign to me, personal development. Is that like training? Okay, I do training for work. I had to do it, right? But I don't want to do that for this, right? But personal development is not training necessarily, right? It's becoming a better person, right? And we believe in personal development. And because in order for you to lead other people, in order for you to help other people reach their goals, you have to be a better person, right? And like Brian said, there is no way that I was going to get him on a call to lead a call, 3 years ago. Or there is no way that I was going to get him to lead a team of coaches of I don't know how many coaches, Brian, you have now, like 500 coaches, 300 coaches, I mean, if I would have said, Brian, I'm going to need you to lead a team of 300 coaches, he'd be like, hell no. And I can say to Hillary, I'm going to need you to lead a team of 300 coaches in order to balance Brian's other leg. Okay. So you're going to be like, hell no. But if you're doing that personal development and you're learning how to become a better leader, how to be more confident, how to instill belief in yourself, how to have the proper mindset. And there's so many books out there that we recommend and audios and things like that if you're filling your mind with that you're naturally going to become what you're learning, right? And, by helping people gradually, you're going to develop that belief and you're going to want to become a better person, right? You're going to want to learn how to speak in front of people, and you're going to want to learn how to lead people, and you're going to want to learn how to motivate people, and you're going to want to learn how to, talk to people and things like that. So, that's by one type of personal development that we do is there's a national wake-up call, which happens every Monday. And coaches, I would highly recommend that you listen to the national wake-up call every Monday if you can. It's at 8 a.m. Pacific time, 11 a.m. Eastern time. It's live. You can listen. This morning was Carl Deichler and Chalene Johnson. Chalene Johnson is Turbo Fire, Turbo Jam, Chalene Extreme, but she's also an amazing businesswoman, okay? So every single week there is a different speaker, okay? So it may be Autumn Calabrese, it may be Tony Horton, or it may, a lot of times, it's top coaches in this business who are sharing what they learned and what they're doing to be successful. And I can tell you, ever since I've been a coach, I've listened to the national wake-up calls, and I've always learned something, and I still learn something every single time. There's something that I take away from it. But there's so many other books and authors and audios and stuff like that. And just to give you one more resource, I have in the chat, I posted a Google Doc of a lot of audios that you can listen to, that you can download for free. They are some awesome audiobooks. I don't know if you've heard of Jim Rohn or The Magic of Thinking Big, or Eric Worre, Danny Johnson. These are all amazing speakers, and some books that I have on audios, because I don't know if you're like me, but I never, when I started, because I worked full time and I did the coaching thing as a hobby, right? I didn't have time to read a book, So what I did is I listened to personal development on my way to work, because I had an hour commute, So if you don't have an hour commute, maybe you have an hour, when is your hands busy but your mind is not busy? Is that when you're cooking dinner? Is that when you're folding laundry? Is that when you're driving? It could be anything, right? But whenever you have that situation, you should be listening to personal development, instead of listening to mindless radio that really, does nothing for you. So that's the third vital behavior. Brian, you want to talk about the fourth?
Yeah, fourth one is recognition. This one was added not too long ago, maybe a year ago. But this was something coaches did anyway, but they just made it official. So recognition, and that is recognizing accomplishments from your challengers, recognizing accomplishments that your coaches do, just constantly recognizing achievements on your team, personal achievements. So it's very important. Who doesn't like to be recognized, right? We all do, so don't forget about that. And it doesn't have to be big things. You don't have to wait till someone completes a program or loses 5 pounds or 10 pounds. You can recognize people all the time, every single day, people in your challenge groups. Maybe it's the first time they did a meal prep. They spent Sunday doing meal prep. Boom, recognize. Maybe make a banner for them, make them feel good. Recognize any accomplishment. Nothing's too big, nothing's too small to recognize when you're a coach.
Yes. Okay. The last thing is, we would recommend for you guys to do is to share your story this week. So you're going to define your why, but also, we're all on Facebook, right? Or Instagram or some form of social media. How are your friends going to know that you're a coach now unless you tell them, right? So it would be great for you to, make some kind of post, and, it's always great if you take a picture of yourself, or, if you have some good results from a programs that you have been doing with Beachbody, and you're not afraid to share those results. You could always do it before and after. But if not, just take a picture of you and share what has Beachbody done for you. Tell your story, and tell people why you decided to become a coach. And, just lay it out there that you are, available to help people get started, and obviously, you probably won't have people that'll jump on board right away, but it lets them know like where you're coming from, right? And why is she now all of a sudden starting to post about Beachbody, right? Because you've told them that, this is what Beachbody's done for me. This is why I love it. This is why I'm a coach now. And I'm just sharing it with my friends and family, And if you want examples of how to do that, there's this Google document right here, which gives you a lot of different examples, and you can take a look at that. And just share what you're comfortable with, Like Brian said, I mean, we didn't start out, me and him both didn't start out as social media gurus or the people that were super comfortable on Facebook, but you kind of build up to it, right? A lot of girls, I mean, they're, especially my teenage daughters, they'll share on Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram like 500 times a day, so asking them to share, hey, start sharing, 3 to 5 times a day. They're like, duh, I do that like 10 times as much already, so it's not a big deal for them. But, for me in the beginning, right, and Brian, it was like, whoa, 3 to 5 times a day, that's huge. I can't do that, But, just you work up, share as often as you can. And it's not like you're sharing. We're going to talk more about how to share next week. You're not sharing about Beachbody. You're sharing about your life. You're sharing about yourself. You're opening yourself up to your friends, right? And to the people that you're going to be friending, right? You're letting them in on your life, right? Because right now you might be closed, you might be private, they know nothing about you other than you take some great trips every once in a while, but the more you start opening yourself up to social media, and then people will start following you, people will start liking your posts, and then you can start inviting people to challenge groups and things like that. Oh, Kathleen
I'm back.
Got her video on. All right. Although you're sideways.
Hey, gosh, what is going on?
Driving.
Oh, there you go.
We can all go sideways.
Yeah. All right, Brian, do you have anything to close us with?
Oh, geez, I missed it all.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna start over, guys. Hold on.
Thanks.
No, I think one thing that Greg was just talking about is as a coach, we're not selling Beachbody products. You're never, ever, ever selling Insanity or Shakeology. That's not what we do. There's one thing that you guys are selling, and that is yourself. That is you. You are selling you. You are selling you helping other people, you as a coach. You are selling the experience. You're delivering that experience. It's not a product that you're delivering. You're delivering this whole experience. And that's why it is so important that Greg said is to come out, come out and let people know. You don't have to get all crazy. Eventually you will get all crazy about it, but you do got to come out. You do have to start talking to people, letting people know what you're doing, and letting people know how much it means to you. Now, if you're a business builder and you really do want to create something special with this business, that is what you have to do. And going back to personal development, that's where that's going to come into play. It's going to teach you how to get over those fears. It's going to, give you different tools to deal with it. It's going to teach you about yourself. Like why do I do the things I do? Why do I feel this way? And it's all right to feel that way, but it's like, but I want to change that. I want to feel this way. I want to be more confident. I want, and all the calls that we do is personal development, and learning about yourself is huge, because it's going to help you in every single area of your life, not just coaching, but in every single area of your life. So, so thanks, guys.
Yeah, so that's all for tonight, guys. We are doing a business builders call after this that you guys are welcome to attend. We do that every Monday night as well. That's for everyone on the team to attend. Tonight it's a live power hour, so everybody is going to work, right? You're going to work your business, and we're going to tell you how to do that. We're all going to do it together. So if you got to drop off, that's cool. If you want to hang around for an extra hour, you can join us.
Thank you, guys.
Gotta go, guys. Bye.
Bye.
So were you able to record it?
Yes, I was.